Hi, this is Emerstine E, as my friends call me, from divorcecoachforyou.com. I'm a divorce coach for women aged 50 and older, or what I've termed the seasoned woman. Now, aside from being a divorce coach, I've spent almost 40 years in the accounting field. Ladies, I'm going to talk about the tax effects on a newly divorced or separated seasoned woman. It's tax time again. It came so quickly. It seems like we just finished the previous tax season. Now, this may be because the previous tax season was extended to July 15, 2020 due to the pandemic. This gave us an additional 3 months past the April 15th deadline. Being a newly divorced or separated seasoned woman can affect your filing status and the credits you may qualify for. Let's talk about the newly divorced seasoned woman first. If you're divorced under a final decree by December 31st, you're considered unmarried for the entire year. Your filing status would likely be single if you do not qualify for any other filing status, such as head of household. The good news, if you're receiving alimony, it is no longer taxable, and this is beginning January 1st, 2019. Now, this is a huge plus for the newly divorced seasoned woman. And prior to July 1st, 2019, the alimony you receive had to be included in your taxable income. And this also means that if for some reason you were required to pay alimony to your former spouse, you couldn't deduct it from your taxable income. If you're newly separated from your spouse under a separate maintenance agreement, remember that, separate maintenance agreement beginning January 1st, 2019, the separate maintenance payments are not included in your taxable income. And on the other hand, if you make payments to your spouse under the same circumstances, you cannot deduct these payments from your taxable income. And also, how long you've been separated can also determine your filing status. Normally, as a married person, you can file either married filing jointly or married filing separately. You're generally considered married for the entire year if on December 31st you're still married. If you file married filing separate, you usually pay more taxes than married filing jointly, since the taxes are generally higher. Now, some couples choose to file separate for various reasons, such as one spouse might have debt or other liabilities that the other spouse is not responsible for. If you're separated and your spouse itemizes deductions, you cannot claim the standard deduction, and vice versa. And in a lot of cases, the standard deduction ends up being higher than the itemized deduction. And generally, if you're not separated on a separate maintenance agreement, your filing status will normally be married, filing jointly, or married, filing separate. However, if your spouse didn't live in your home during the last 6 months of the year, not due to a temporary absence like military, you're considered unmarried. Now, keep this in mind. If you're planning on jumping ship, you should be allowed to choose another filing status based on your circumstances. The other choices are single and head of household. If you file married filing separate because you live with your spouse during the last 6 months of the year, there are certain credits you may not qualify for, and they are such as the earned income credit and educational credits. You also cannot take the standard deduction for student loan interest or the deduction for tuition and fees. And if you have rental property, your rental property losses may also be eliminated based on when you separated. Be sure to seek the advice of a knowledgeable tax professional. As an individual myself who's prepared taxes for over 20 years, I know how important it is to have a competent tax professional to prepare your tax return. The tax laws are constantly changing, and one has to keep abreast of these changes. Now I remember telling my tax professor in college that I would never be working in the tax field because of the constant changes in the tax laws. Fast forward, I've been preparing taxes for over 20 years. The moral of the story, never say never. Hit the like button and subscribe below to get more tax information for the seasoned woman. Now in my next video, I will be discussing the earned income credit changes and how to get your stimulus payment if you have not received this yet. Received it yet. Share this video with other seasoned women who may need this information. Again, this is E from divorcecoachforyou.com, the divorce coach for the seasoned woman. See you next time.